In a related development, parents of the abducted students of the Federal University Gusau, Zamfara State, have called on the federal government to act quickly and save their children. The parents said the government should negotiate with the bandits, as done with other non-state actors in the past, especially in the northeast, at the height of the Boko Haram insurgency. They made the plea following a threat by the bandits on Wednesday that they would kill some of the female students if their demands were not met. Meanwhile, fresh pieces of evidence have emerged, revealing that after weeks of back and forth, the bandits have elected a new leader, who now has custody of the students and is threatening that they will start killing them if their demands are not met. To further discuss the security situations in Plateau and Zamfara State, I am being joined by Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, former chairman for the prosecution of armed banditry-related offences, Zamfara State. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me.
All right, this is a very worrisome, these are very worrisome developments in these particular states. Now, these particular attacks have left fears in the hearts of residents. What exactly, is going on? Let's start off with Plateau State and then we move to Zamfara.
The spate of killings in Plateau State is highly alarming. More than 195 innocent people were killed by the invaders or by unknown men. That is the official record. But unofficial record is more than 195. More than 195 people were killed. Many innocent people were internally displaced. Properties worth millions of naira were burnt or destroyed. Despite the launching of Operation Tiger Teeth by the Chief Army Staff and the development of special forces in Bokos, Mangu, and Barkelad, for more than 11 months, there are a series of killings, displacement of innocent people, destruction of property in this local government area. Yet, the security personnel have not apprehended or arrested the culprit. So there is need for total overhaul of the security architecture of the state to curtail the criminal activities of these invaders or unknown gunmen in Plateau State.
Now, let's move to Zamfara State too, where, of course, we know that students were abducted and they are threatening that they would start killing these students if the demands of the abductors are not met. What does this say about the security apparatus basically in Zamfara State and the motivation of these criminal-minded individuals?
This is a very unfortunate situation, very barbaric and ungodly, where this student, female student, who came for such education to develop their career, were ungodly adopted for the first 3 months, and they're in the hand of kidnappers. And the leader of the kidnap group, that is Kachala Ali Kawaje, was killed by Air Force strike in Niger State, in Munya in Niger State. And they are still in the captivity in his hideout. With this revelation that if the federal government or the state government refuse to meet their demands, that is the exchange of the arrested bandit with the student who were kidnapped from Federal University Gusau, then they give 7 days ultimatum to kill them. So in this situation, there's need for the government to go into non-kinetic approach for swap deal to swap this innocent student who were kidnapped by the armed bandit.
So are you saying, because this will lead me to my next question, are you saying that in terms of the mediation process, the government should actually listen to the demands of these troublemakers?
Well, you see, in the fight against crime and criminality, you have to go into two approaches. That is kinetic and non-kinetic approach. When you are to go into kinetic approach, you have to deploy total military action against the criminals. Well, when you have to go into non-kinetic approach, then you go into consultation and the peace dialogue with the bandit. These students are innocent people. These students are not the who arrested the bandit or the criminals. But if the negotiations have not been gone on to seek their safe release, automatically they will end up losing their life. So Zamfara State and Plateau State and other states in the northwest region have been turned to slaughterhouse, where people are being killed on daily basis. People are being kidnapped. The community are being destroyed. So the government need to stand still to fight this crime and criminality upon all the huge amount of money appropriated on the fiscal budget. Yet, for more than 1 decade, this criminality continues to exist.
All right, let's go back to Plateau State and try to understand the root cause of many of these attacks. I mean, we are beginning to see a trend here. It's either at the end of the year during the festive period or the beginning of the new year, and then you see these attacks come in some sort of a flash format. Now, what do you think is actually the root cause of some of these attacks? Is it politically motivated? Is it religious, or is it tribal? Or a combination of maybe a bit of everything?
It's a combination of the both. Some of these attacks may be politically motivated, may be tribal and ethnic clashes, and also may have some religious undertone. Looking at the diversity of the Plateau tribes, some of the reasons or the root cause of this insecurity in Plateau State, the indigenous, that is the rural communities, they have to change their attitude to coexist with the Hausa and the Fulani in their communities. And they have also to have a change of mindset on the religious approach with the settlers and also.
So I'm sorry to cut in. You're saying that the indigenous residents there should change their approach to the Hausa and Fulani community and be a bit more receptive. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you see, this Fulani and the rural community in Plateau State need to change their attitude to coexist between one another in the rural community. Okay. If you look at what is happening in Bakos, Mangu and Bariki-Light, and also part of Wase, this thing has been happening for many years. Plateau State has been turned to slaughterhouse. If you check on record, from January to December 2023, there is spite of killings, destruction of property, displacement of innocent people by these invaders. Even yesterday night on Thursday, Bokos community had been also heavily attacked by these unknown gunmen or invaders. Yet the special forces, which are being deployed in these Bakos, Mangu, and Bariki-Light, have not for one day arrested any one of the invaders. So there is need for security intelligence gathering. There is need for the traditional ruler, the chairman of traditional institution in Plateau State, to call for security meeting with the security personnel.
But this is not the first time. They've always had security meetings. I mean, the reason why I could, talk a bit about this is because during my National Youth Service, I was in Plateau State for that. And that was in 2009. And I also witnessed a bit of the chaos there. It was in around January 24th or so, 2010. It was just a beautiful Sunday morning that just went dark all of a sudden. And for the next almost 3 months, we were all displaced. So, and these conversations have been on. Security meetings at community levels, at state level, even at national levels. But it seems to just, keep moving around in circles. So I would ask you again, what do you think is the missing link here? What is the missing gap? What are they not getting right? Is it that the government seems overwhelmed or underfunded or under-resourced such that they cannot meet up? I'll give another instance. These Marundas keep evolving in terms of tactics. So you see them attack, on Sundays, for instance, and then they move it to Fridays. And then when they see that people are getting used to the attack on Fridays, they move to the interland. And when people are getting used to it, then they start attacking very early in the morning. So, and it seems like the government or the security forces can't match up. So what exactly is missing?
What is missing? What is missing? What is missing gap? That is failure in intelligence gathering. And the security personnel in Plateau State have not been taking a proactive measures to curtail this spate of killings in Plateau State. And also the security personnel are overstretched. They are under-equipped, understaffed. And the local communities are not ready to give a vital information on the activities of these criminals in their domains. Some of the even community leaders have been holding these criminals. Some of the community leaders are aiding and abetting the criminality because of the monetary gains. Even some of the security agencies are aiding and abetting what is happening in Plateau State. I saw a video when I saw a military personnel beating an innocent women with their children at their back, beating them, molesting them,
all right,
mercilessly, asking for their husbands. So this can also instigate or mitigate.
All right, Dr. Shinkafi, I'm afraid, but we need to go. Of course, I hope we have some other time to dwell or talk more on this particular issue. But thank you so much for your time. We're pressed for time. That's why we need to, of course, end this interview right here for now. Dr. Sani Abdullahi Shinkafi, former chairman for the prosecution of armed banditry-related offenses from Zamfara State. Once again, thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much. God bless you.